Yes. Hello, Raj. Hello, Sally. Fine. Alka, are you there?
Hello, sir.
Huh. Hi, Mr. Vijay. How are you? Fine.
Fine, sir.
Okay, you have the both thing Vijay and Anand. Vijay is for the Amitabh, always keep the name Vijay. Yes, both you have. uh, okay, Aditya, are you there? Aditya is not
Yes,
there.
sir.
Okay. Then Alka? Yes. Okay. So I think who is not there present today? Who is not there present today? Okay. Let's continue the session and let me share my screen with you. Oh, God. Mhm. Uh, there we use some NumPy methods and some we use the mathematical and the statistical functions in the NumPy. So whenever we use the statistical and mathematical function, we use the object name first, then we write the thing. When we use the NumPy method, and at that moment we have to write the np dot in this way. So that is the thing. And one more thing, somebody asked me about the argument sort we have seen yesterday. When we do this argument sort, we get the positional sorting, the arrangement of the elements, the positional way. Okay, so I run this again one, and I run it. Okay, so we have not run that numpy. We have to import it. Then I run this. This is the one is a array I am making. is 16 bit, and I remove these few elements. Okay, run it again. So it is my this array, and when I use this sort argument, I am using this by the uh, position. The fourth you see here, fourth is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There is the smallest one, fourth position, then 0 position, then fifth position, then second position. 4 position, 0 position, fifth position, first position, second position, and third position. Got it? Are you got it? Now, if you want to know the, I want to arrange this with the values. This is arranged with the positions. So then you will use the numpy function, numpy method, np.sort. Okay, and that is the object name where we want to apply on the one, and I run it. Then you see it is the 1, then 3, then 5, 16, 13, and 98. Got it? Yes, does that make sense to everyone? Yes. Descending, if you want, we have this, you could see here, AX is equal to -1, and kind none, and order none. So order we could write here. You will see, I will show you that. I will show you because sometimes there are the R and Python, I forget the attribute, what we use inside it. Uh, mm, I just see and then tell you. They have not written in the proper easy way. We have to tell you too much.
Sir, how do you open this help section? I mean, the box which you open.
You just put the cursor inside the parenthesis,
Okay.
and then you shift and tab.
Shift tab.
Shift tab.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Yes.
So I try this because here in the PyCharm it's very easy. We get in the drop down menu, whatever the options are there. Okay.
Yes, and even in R, it prompts
Yeah,
many times. Yeah, but here it
that's
doesn't.
very.
Yeah.
don't know how to do. Oh, I will just look at this.
Sir,
And
I figured it out.
yes,
NP dot sort of you put -1, sir. Put minus.
here,
Yes,
here.
yes, sir.
No, no. It will not give. It is giving us like this. We could order maybe there is a order the sorting. I just see. Look. Hmm. Reverse. 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 We have to use the reverse. Hmm. True. Reverse and key functions have the key to sort out comparison. It is with strings, it is okay. Just a moment. Just see this. It is for list sorting. We are arrays. We are sorting the array. We are sorting the array. It is for the list. Okay. There may be some option. I just see. Uh, just a moment. Wait. I will search it out. See this. This is the option we have. Where is it? This. I try this. No, it's okay. Okay. Double colon, then -1. Got it?
Oh, okay, sir.
That is the in decreasing order.
So double colon indicates what?
It's indicating because we have seen that here. I will show you that. To create the reverse sorted copy of the array, numpy sort array, double colon, and that it is indicating that. Um, there may be some other way also, but it is one of them.
Double colon may be row and column. I mean, it indicates row and column.
No, I will see it what it is indicating the double column. Reverse the sorted array. The same they are using. And there is, I think it is little bit satisfactory reason is given here. You see, you read this one. It is little bit satisfactory. Uh, we want to choose element from the array in the reverse order. The second colon act as the ordinary use. Okay. The first means we choose all the elements beginning with the last element in reverse order up to the very first element of the array. Okay. That is given the explanation. This is the reason behind that. Okay. Now we see the remaining part of our this yesterday we have completed here up to this 16 and 112 bits, and now we see in detail how to create an array of the different dimension. We already seen it yesterday also, but in the one dimension array, if we want to create, we just put a list inside np.array and we get the array. And I will just show you. So x dot n dimension is the one dimension array it is, and the 1 2 3 is the this way. And if you see the shape of this, it will be in the vertical, the column wise, the three elements in one column. And if we are making the two dimension array, then we put the list two times the and the sub list also inside that. And if I run this, you will see it is a array, but you are getting it is a, it looks like the single, but there are two dimension. If we see the shape, so we will get in this way 1 by 6, one row and 6 column we are getting here. Okay. And if I want to access anyone, so first row is called the 0 row index per the index, and the 0 2 if I say, so 0 1 to 89 I will get here. I think that 89 I am getting here. And if I want to reshape this, so 2 by 3, so I will show you that. So it is the 2 by 3. We have the 6 elements, and the argumax as per the row I want to see. As per the row, the argumax I will get here the 1 0 0. So how we are getting it 1 0 0? It is the 0 and 1. Okay. So it is 1. Here it is 0 because the 45 is, both are the 45, so it will take the first one. And here you will get the 0. So 1 0 0. Okay. And if we see the argument 1, I am taking again. So what is argument 1? AR1, we have to run the AR1. Let me just see the AR1 where we have created the AR1. Okay, AR1 we have to run first. This is my AR1. Okay. I use that AR1 here. And that is my AR1. And I will see the AR1 argument max. It is the 200. So max you will see it is the x is equal to 1. So I will get here 200. So it is the 2. I will get it in this way. It is the 0. So it is here 1. X is 1. So I will gain the call in the row and the column. Which column is the highest value? So the second column has the highest value. Here the 0 column has the highest value. And here also the 0 column has the highest value. And I will show you this. And this is my array. And my tuple, I am making a tuple here. And that is a tuple. And I convert this tuple in array. I could convert in this way. And I will reshape this tuple array. Now it is a tuple array. Given name, I have given the name tuple underscore array. And I will print it, the type and the print it. Then I reshape it by 2 by 4. So we could convert the tuple also in array. I mean, it is just showing that thing. We could convert the list in array. We could convert the tuple in array. And NumPy array, I am taking the 1 dimension, then 2 dimension if I want to make, and the 3 dimension I am making here. So in this way I could make. So I just run this, then you could see it better. It is the 1 dimension, it is the 2 dimension, it is the 3 dimension. So we are getting 1 by 2 and 1 this and 1 matrix is this. This is just like in R we have studied about the array. So that is the like the 3 dimension array. Got it? Now initial placeholders. So I want to make an initial placeholder. Sometimes we make a zeros element array. So NumPy zeros and the 3 by 4 I want to make. So it is the 3 by 4 NumPy array with the 0 value. And NumPy dot ones we are making 2 by 3 by 4. So you will see it is the 2 by 3 by 4. 2. The first, how many you are getting? So it is the 2 for the 1 and 2. 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4 is this. First, the number of matrix like you are taking, that is will come here first. But in R, the number of matrix go at the end. First row, then column, and number of matrix. Here the number of matrix would be first, then row, then column. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
And this is the arrange. So np dot arrange 10 to 25 3. So I will show you first. So it is the arithmetic progression like 10, 13, 16, 19, 22. Sequence function we use in the R. Aditya, you know the sequence function we use in the R?
Yes, sir.
So here the 3 is the common difference. Okay. And if I take the line space function and 0 to 10 and 6 I am taking. So here I am taking the 6 number, having the same common difference. So in the sequence you have seen once we take the by and then we take the length, Got it? In the R.
Yes.
The same thing we are doing here.
Right.
Range also, we could use the range also, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then numpy full 2 to 7, create constant array. So it will take that 7 7 everywhere as a scalar quantity value, and 2 by 2 we will get a matrix like that. Got it? Scalar matrix we are making here, and create 2 by 2 identity matrix. If we want to make identity matrix, you know that then the diagonal element value would be 1 and the other would be 0. Okay. So when I do it, I3, if I write, I will get this 3 by 3 identity matrix. If I write 4, I will get the 4 by 4 identity matrix. If I write 2, I will get the 2 by 2 identity matrix. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. So it is, if we write the numpy random dot random 2 by 2, so it will give the random values with the continuous random distribution. So I just write T, and this matrix I am getting 2 by 2 with the random distribution. The mean you will see here, the mean of this is 0.48. Okay. In the random, you'll see the random, the half value 0 0 0 0. In this way you will get it. So that is not given the detailed about this, and we'll get the mean near to 0. And if I see the standard deviation of this, I think the SD or SDV, I don't know. I just try this, whether it give me. So SDT, SDV or SDT, I don't know. SDT. In the NumPy, there is a different. So I have done here somewhere NumPy, and one states function is also there. So we have the different attributes. So I show you that here we have taken the standard STD. Sorry, STD. We have to take standard deviation STD. SDT I have written. STD I have written the wrong. So it is the 0.16. It is the standard deviation of this. So empty if I make, I will get in this way. That is also give me a empty array. That is the identity. Okay. So this is about the array. And NumPy array I am making, and I will show you this array. This array, and I save this array as a. It only says that it is not arrange. There's a 3 by 3 we are making a matrix, so that it also creates a like the identity matrix just we have created here. Okay, but here we could make the 2 also. If I take just a moment, if I take 2 and I run it, what I am getting here? Empty. If I write the 3 again, I'm getting in this way. If I get the square, then I'm getting the identity. If I get the 4 by 4, I'm getting in this way. If I take the rectangular, then I will just show you that thing. Return a new array to given the shape and type without initializing entries. Shape, tuple, and this way. Order CF returns ND array of the initialized arbitrary data and given shape, D type, and the order. See auto empty like once zeros full. Empty underscore return an empty array with the shape and type of the input. Once return a new array setting values to 1, zeros a new array setting values to 0, and the return a new array to given shape filled with value. Note, empty, unlike zeros, does not set the array values to 0 and may therefore be marginally faster. On the other hand, it requires the user to manually set all the values in the array and should be used with caution. Empty array uninitialized or initialized. Okay, built-in function or method. So we have I have not used this function, so I don't know much more about this. Okay.
Sir, is it with respect to the matrix value, that is empty means singular matrix? Is it like that?
Maybe we have to then calculate the
Sir,
determine.
instead of using tuple, you use list, sir. 4 cross 4.
We use this list. I apply the list here, you see. Okay, then we see the same thing we are getting. If I write the 3, then see what happens. This 3 key I have to take this to repair. I'm getting 0. I just see what is there. Empty shape. Otherwise, we are getting the 0. You see, these all values are near to 0. Okay, that is the empty. This is the array we are making, this array, and then we save it. np.save my array name, and that is the A is the object name, and I save it. So you will see it. But it is not useful for us to save these array, and we use in the our script only. So it is not much important than if I see the A.
Sir, here you have used NPZ and NPY. What is that, sir?
This is for saving it. The savage, the NPJ format, and the which format you are using it. I will just show you, but it will not work here. Okay, it will not work. If I am not taking this here, because it we use in the PyCharm and to create some other file somewhere. We could not open here. Okay, so I'm just leaving this, and then we see it is about the NumPy array. We just have to see that how to access the array, how we could create the multi-dimension array in R, and how we access the element through the array. We have seen that. And the main thing is we have to play with the data in the this data analytics and this all. So it is generally the NumPy basically used in the programming part mostly, we use little bit this in the data analytics part, but in the data analytics part we use mainly the pandas. Okay, so let we come with the pandas, see how does it work, and I will show you the PPT of the pandas. So first I explain you. Pandas was initially developed by Wes McNee in 2008 and Cheng Xi joined as the second major contributor to the library of 2012. In 2012. And the Pandas is open source BSD licensed Python library providing high performance, easy to use data structure and data analysis tools for the Python programming language. Python with Pandas is used in a wide range of fields, including academic, commercial domains, including finance, economics, statistics, analytics, etc. This is the main library what we have to use later on in the data analytics part. That with the NumPy we use mostly in the programming part. Okay, we are creating some program and these all things that we use there. In the mathematics we use more than statistics. Here the pandas we use in the statistics. So in this session we learned the various features of Python pandas and how to use them in the practice. Python library that is made mainly for working with the relational or labeled data both easily and intuitively. It provides various data structures and operations for manipulating numerical data and time series. This library is built on the top of the NumPy library. So, so it is based on the NumPy library. So whenever you call this, import this library, also import the NumPy, it would be better because that is the some dependencies is on the NumPy. It is fast and it has high performance productivity for users. And Pandas is generally but have you wondered why? This is because Pandas use conjunction with other libraries that are used for data science. Okay. It is built on the top of the NumPy library, which means that a lot of structures of NumPy are used to replicate it in Pandas. The data produced by Pandas is often used as input for plot functions for Matplotlib. Matplotlib is a library for the visualization. Statistical analysis, we use the SciPy or the statistical models. In the machine learning algorithm, we use the scikit-learn. So this library we will use in the data science part. And Pandas program can be run from any text editor, but it is recommended to use Jupyter Notebook for this, as a Jupyter given the ability to execute the code in a particular cell rather than executing the entire file, just like a pie chart. So for the learning purpose, Jupyter is better. The Jupyter also provides an easy way to visualize the Pandas data frame and plots. And then I explain you, it is the fast and efficient key features of the Pandas. Object and default and customizing indexing. We could customize the index also. Generally the index starts with 0, 1, 2, 3. You could customize it from 40 if you want to write. It should start from the 40, 41, 42. You could customize it. Tools for loading data into a memory data objects from different file formats. Data alignments and the integrated handling of missing data. Reshaping and pivoting the data set, just like we do the work in the deep layer in the R for the data manipulation. All work should artwork, all those sort of work for the data manipulation we could do with the pandas here in the Python. Reshaping, pivoting the data sets, label-based slicing, indexing, subsetting of large data sets, column from a data structure can be deleted or inserted. Group by data or aggregation and transformation we could do here. High performance merging and joining of data in the time series functionality, we could do these all things in the pandas. Understand? Pandas is for the data manipulation, data reading to data manipulation. We all these activities we perform in the pandas.
Data manipulation, like normalization of data.
Reshaping, pivoting the data,
Okay.
integrating the missing values and handling the missing
Skewness,
values,
like skewness,
and group by data. So these all
like
things merging to data frame.
group by data mean clustering.
Group by
Cluster.
data means you have a data day wise, है ना, of the whole year. Then you want to group by it by the month,
Okay, sir.
and then you see by the month how many customers were there in the each month, the sales were in the each month. So that is the group by sales you are getting, monthly sales. Okay, you have the daily
Okay.
sales data and you are grouping it by the monthly sales. And you could also group by the mean of the sales of the whole month. You will see what is the mean of the sale for the month. Okay, you could get the sum. That is the way. That is the group by performance we could do here. And then the Python pandas modules, we have the three sort of data structures in the this data types of the data structure, we could say, in the pandas. You see in the NumPy we have seen that there is an array in the NumPy. Only the one data structure, that is the array. Okay, list we convert in array, tuple we convert in array. This all we do in the NumPy, and we do some mathematical and the statistical calculation in the NumPy. But here in the pandas, we have the three data types or the data structure. We could say that series, data frame, and panel. So series is the one dimensional, data frame is the two dimensional, and panel is the three dimensional data sets. Got it? So we will work only with two. I will explain all three. Yes.
For panel, like three-dimensional array, these are equal to each other, like panel and three-dimensional array.
Yes. You
Okay.
see the general 3D label size mutable array.
Yes, got it.
Okay. So we'll not go in the panel side because we could not explain that here in the three-dimensional way. We will just study about the series and the data frame in our session in the practical. Okay. So pandas deals with the following three data structures: series, data frame, panel. These data structures are built on the top of NumPy array, which means they are fast. The best way to think of these data structures is that the higher dimensional data structure is a container of its lower dimensional data structure. For example, data frame is a container of the series, or panel is a container of data frame. Got it? Yes. Suppose I will show you. This is a series. Okay, one dimension. We could say you assume it is a one dimension, and this is I will show you. This is a data frame, two dimension. Okay, and this is my panel, three dimension. So there is a one data frame. This is my first data frame. Then behind that another data frame. Then another data frame. Then another data frame. Got it?
So your rough work is not visible.
Okay. You're not getting my camera?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It is not in that. Just a moment. Just a moment. I stop sharing, then I will show you. Are you getting this?
Yes.
No, writing is not there. I am just going you. What is this? The series is like the single. Okay. Then you, if you see the data frame, it is the two dimension like this, length and breadth. Got
Or
it?
we can say for X and Y axis.
X and Y
Like
axis, the rows and columns. And this
Okay.
is my panel. One data frame, then another data frame. These are like the pages. Okay, third data frame, fourth data frame, in this way. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Got it? What is the panel and what is the so that's I want to explain you. It's here again my screen. So series is a one dimension labeled homogeneous array, size mutable. So size mutable, size immutable. We could not change the size of the series. Okay, we could not change the size of the series. Once we have created a series of the 7 element, then it would be of the or labeled homogeneous means what does it mean? Labels homogeneous. It means that the all elements should be of the same data type. And if it is the integer, then it should be integer. All the strings, then it should be the strings. Does that mean make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
And the data frames, in data frames, we use the 2D label. Label means the column name, series name or the column name in the data frame, and each column has some name. Size mutable. Size is mutable of the data frame. And the tabular structure with potentially heterogeneously typed columns. So we have the different column have the different, some column as the categorical strings, some column as the numeric, like the integer and like this thing. So heterogeneous column we will get there. Okay. But each column is a series in the data frame. Got it? Just like in R. So have you attended my session of the R? The person who has already attended the session of the R, they know that the vector, every column of a data frame is a vector in R. You know that?
Yes, sir.
Aditya? Yes.
Yes, sir.
And here in the Python pandas, every column in a data frame is a series. So series is like a vector. Understand? In R. Got it? And the 3D, you know that the general 3D label size mutable array. Size mutable array. We have a 3D. So we will not go in that panel. We will see the data frame and the series in the practical way, but I explain it all three here in the PPT only. So series is one dimensional array like a structure with homogeneous data. For example, the following series, if you see the collection of integers 10, 23, 56, 17, this is a series. You see there is a homogeneous data, the integer, size immutable. We could not decrease the size, and values of data mutable. We could change the value as we could change the values in the vector also. Instead of 52, you could want to write the 25, you could mute it. You could change this value. If you want to reduce the size, you could not reduce it. If you want to remove some value, then you have to write there NA. Okay, it may be NA missing, but you could not resize it. Pandas data frame, you see, just like a Excel sheet, or we have already worked with this two-dimensional size mutable potentially heterogeneous tabular data structure with labeled axes, rows and columns. The rows always you get in the default indexing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and later on you could index whatever you want. And it is the two-dimensional data structure. You see the column names are their name, team number, position, age. I have given here. So the heterogeneous data set, you see the first name is a string, second is a string, third is a number, fourth is also some string, and fifth is also a number. Okay, so that is and the data is mutable. We could remove the rows and we could remove the column also. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Data frame is mutable, but series is not mutable. Just like it, same thing. Vector is not mutable in R. But we could mute the data frame in R also. This is the panel also, you see. So it is just like a copy as I have shown you the diary notebook. Panel is three-dimensional data structure with heterogeneous data. It is hard to represent the panel graphical representation. Okay, but a panel can be illustrated as a container of data frame, just like a notebook or the container of pages. So heterogeneous data, size mutable and data mutable. Okay, the same thing is there. You see the previous also, data mutable, size mutable in the data frame also. In the panel also we could size mutable and the data mutable. Okay. So this is all about the theoretical concept about our pandas, and we start little bit with pandas today. And tomorrow I think that Sally is not available. Sally, are you there?
Hello,
Yes. Are you not available tomorrow?
sir.
Tomorrow are you available Saturday?
So tomorrow, like one class is there.
Okay, you have a class there. Okay, so we will continue on Sunday.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So we will take this class on Sunday. What time you would prefer over the same time you would be continue?
So same time, I think.
Same time it is okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will on the same time 7 to 9, between 7:30 to 9. 7:30 we will meet here, and then we started. Okay. So pandas, I am telling you something about the pandas. We start few functions in the pandas, and then later on we'll do it later. And pandas also. I explained you each and everything about the pandas, so I will not explain here. Okay. So here I have also written in the script so many things. So whenever you run pandas, I suggest you to import NumPy also. Okay. Not compulsory, but you also import this. So I will show you a series can be created using various inputs like array, dict, and scalar value of constant. Array, you know that the array is we have seen in the NumPy. Okay. List we could also use, and dict is the dictionary, you know that, and the scalar value or constant. So I will show you one by one. So first I will explain you the basic series which can be created is an empty series. So I have used the alias PD for the pandas and NumPy NP, and PD dot series, it is the blank. So I just remove the all outputs, then I run it. So you will see I am getting the series, empty series I am getting here. Got it? Getting? It is not a error. Okay? Empty series I am getting here. Now create a series from Andy array. So first I am making a array with a list. Okay. So before that I would like to use some sorry. And I will run this. So it is the array. I have printed this array. Then I am converting this array in a series. So when I convert this array in a series, you will see I am getting this series A, B, C, D, and the indexing is 0, 1, 2, 3. Got it? It is a series. So now I want to change this index number 0, 1, 2, 3. So I will put the one attribute inside that here with comma. After comma, index is equal to whatever the index number you want to give, or the some strings also you could use for the indexing. So 100, 101, 102, 103 I am writing there. And I run this. The index has changed now. Got it? Is there any doubt? So it is through the array, you could convert the array in a series and you could re-index it. Does that make sense to everyone? Everyone got it?
Yes, sir.
Now I am creating a list, and this list I am converting in a series. Okay. So I just created this list and I print the list. Then I will convert this list in an array. This is a list and I am converting this in a series. So we have seen how we convert an array in a list, or how we could convert a how we could convert an array into a series and a list into a series, and how we could re-index it. So this we have seen up to here. Now we see create a series from dictionary, dict. A dict can be passed as input, and if no index is specified, then the dictionary keys are taken in a sorted order to construct index. If index is passed, the values in the data corresponding to the labels in the index will be pulled out. So this is a dictionary. These are the keys. A, B, C are the keys, and these are the values 0, 1, 2. And I print this dictionary. Then I convert this dictionary into a series. Then I print the series. Look at this. So these keys would be like an index. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is our dictionary. This is the key and this is the value. Okay. And we are making it one dictionary. I also create another one, so you could understand better way. Where is that? Oh, sorry. I have to take this. I will use it as a dictionary. You see, this is my dictionary. Got it? I've taken the multiple values instead of one. And now I convert these in a series. So I will take S for the series and PD dot series. S is capital U. Remember that. And for the data, we are taking the D. Okay. And just I run this and I print it. You see.
So here D type is only a object. Why?
It is the object I have given, the object name
Okay. Okay.
to this dictionary. Here you see the dictionary, we
Yeah.
have taken this and we could change the index. I am indexing it B, C, D, A. But we have the three keys only, A, B, C. I have included the D also.
Okay.
You will see, you see the A is 0, B is 1 and C is 2. When I re-indexing it, you see what happens here. What is happening here?
Non-value automatically for D.
So B is 1, you see? B is 1,
Mm-hmm.
C is 2
Yes.
and A is 0.
Yeah.
And D is none because D is not there.
Okay.
Not a number here means it is a missing value. But in R, it is not, NaN is not a missing value.
Okay.
There is a Na is a missing value. What it?
Yes,
The
sir.
difference is that in the Python and R. NaN here is it is a missing value. But R, that is not in R. R, there is a Na for missing value. NaN for the not a number. It may be something else in R. Got it? Aditya? Got the difference?
sir.
Here it is Na. It is just like NaN. But in R, NaN is a different thing. Okay?
Right.
Sir, here 0 point, so float is coming. If like we are not giving point, then integer value will be shown.
No, we have given the point, you see.
Yeah, no, like I'm asking, suppose if point won't be there, then integer it will show.
Then we will get the integer.
Okay.
I just remove this and I will show you again. You will get it. That would be the integer. You see.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Yes.
At the float 64, it is the integer 64. Okay? Now, create a series from a scalar. A scalar is the 51, any number that is a scalar quantity. And I want to create a series with this scalar 51. The index I want 0, 1, 2, 3. So you will see I will get in this way. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. So now you have got the knowledge about how to create a series through the list, through the array, through the dict, or through the scalar value. Got it? Creation of series, you know now with the pandas. Now we see accessing data from series and position, series with position, how to access the data. So we see the accessing the data from series with position. The data in the series can be accessed similarly to that in the ND array. So rewrite the first element as we already know. The counting starts from 0 for the array, which means the first element is sorted at 0 position, so on. We know these all things. So I'm making a series. When I will make a series, I will use the list inside that, and the indexing I'm giving Y, B, C, D, E. We could give the indexing string also, as I explained you. And I will print that series, and then I will access the 0 index. 0 index, I will get the A equal to 1. I should get that thing. That is a 1, 0 index. Indexing A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Or I am using the 0 index and I'm getting this. if I want to get column 3, if I write, see, I will get up to 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. And the last will not include, you know that in the list we have read these all things. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Same thing, what we have read in the list and the data types in the Python. Here you see the -3 is for the reverse order. From the right side, you will select that. So I will show you this, then explain it. -3 means C, D, and E. -3. Then column. And -5 to -2, I will get the -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So -5, -3, -2. So I will get the AB only, or all three. So it is the -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So -5, -4, -3. I will get up to 3. I will not get the -2. Got it? I will not get the last one. If you want up to the last one, then you will just put the column. You won't write the any indexing over there. Got it? Now we retrieve using the labels. No? Access this data through the labels. So I will not read this thing again and again. We have already done here. That is not compulsory to write again and again. The same thing I have written here. So I have done the comment there. I am just using this command through the indexing. So I want to use the by C. So I will get the 3 value. Instead of index number, I am using the index name, or the I am getting the 3. Got it? Okay, so by the label also I could access the data. If I want multiple, then I will use the list inside that positional vector. This square bracket is for the position, and this is for list. Got it? As we use in the R, you see that in the R we use the vector everywhere, combined vector for the multiple selection. You know that? Aditya and Shelly, you have. Alka also you have attended. I think the Vijay, you have attended the R session.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you know that whenever we access through the multiple value, multiple elements you want to access, we use there the vector. Okay.
Hmm.
In the R. C combine. We use there combine. And here we use the list. Okay. So list has a major role. Here if a label is not contained, an exception is raised. So we don't have the F here in the label. Okay. And we see what happens. It will give us the array. That is not there. Got it? Now I will show you the pd.series numpy.random and randn, and I will run it. So you will get in this way. This I will tell you later on. This is all random and this is everything. It is just I have used it here. This is the indexing we are doing with this only. Okay, we will not go in the deep about these all things. Here I have written one note that the pandas supports non-unique index values. Okay, it is an operation that does not support duplicate index value. The index value should be unique. You could not take B 2 times in the index. Exception will be raised at that time. The reason for being lazy is that nearly all perform base 3. There are many instances in a computation like parts of the group by where the index is not used. Okay. So this we have seen how to access the data from series. Now we see uh, series can be any instantiated from the dicts, as I explained you earlier. We have seen that, and we have got this thing. So here I have also given one note, that is the when the data is a dict and an index is not passed, the series index will be ordered by the dict insertion order. If you are using Python version greater than equal to 3.6 and the pandas version greater than equal to 0.23, if you are using Python less than 0.3.6 or the pandas less than 0.3 and the index is not passed, the series will index will be the lexically ordered list of the dict keys. So that is not because the nowadays we are using greater than this, so don't worry about that. So you will see we are getting in the same way. Then not a number is a standard missing data marker used in Python. I have noted here also, because in the R person always confused with the name. Okay. The scalar value, I explained you earlier, the scalar value, the series we have, I have repeated a few things here because somebody asked me. Print S. So that is the previous one. S I will show you that S is here. This is the S. And the S0 if I see, so this I already told you. Median I told you how to get the median. So NumPy, we are using the median. And the ace we have that NumPy dot median of ace, that the ace is our series. And here we the series dot median. If I write this, you will see the median is same. We could use then the pandas. You have used the ace dot median. So we are working here. We are using NumPy and we are using pandas here. If I show you parameters, you will see these all. They are the coorgs and distributing s dot median, the skip na, numeric, and these all thing will be given to you. Method. It is the method type is method. It is the pandas you see here. Okay. You will see which package is this. It is pandas and the method. And I will show you this again. The NumPy I will show you. This also you could see here. I will show you this at the end. You will see it is the NumPy getting here, or it is a function. So understand the difference between function and method we are using. Function is when we are using with the library name. With the library name NumPy we are using, it is a function. When we are using with the object name, then it is a method. Okay. Oh, oops, we have read it now. Object oriented programming. We have seen the class method. That is without object you could not access the thing. Does that make sense to you? So this is a method and this is a function. Is it clear to all? Yes. Okay. And we see s is greater than s dot median. Now, how many values in the s? Which values are greater than? So I will show you that. So this is greater than median. Median is 0.5. So it is greater than 0.5. This is also greater than 0.5. We have these values. I will show you that. This is the less than 0.5 wherever. This is the greater than median 0.503. So it is 0.5035 and it is the so 0.549. So it is the value S is greater than S median. So 0.66 and 0.97. And this is negative, you know that it's the 0.54, but it is negative, it is less than that. So it is not including it. Got it? Is there any doubt? Yeah. Now we see this is the filtering basically. I will explain you later on as per our R, we have covered everything. Here I am the 4, 3 and 1. If I write here, you see what happens. So it is the 4 is E. Rearranging it in a different order. I could arrange in this way. I could save it in with other name. And I am also using one function, the exponential with the S. So I will get the exponential value of this all. So I will get this exponential value of this all. The exponential function, I log function I could use. Okay. S dot array I want to see. S is the series. And this is the array I have converted this in the pandas array. Now it is a pandas array. Okay. Assessing the array can be useful when you need to do some operations without the index. If you want to perform some operation without any index, to disable automatic alignment, for example, the series array will always be extension array. Briefly, an extension array is the wrapper around one or more concrete arrays like the NumPy and the array. Pandas knows how to take an extension array and sort it in a series or a column of a data frame. Okay, so we could see it. While series ND array, like if you need an actual ND array, then use series 2 dot 2 underscore NumPy. So you will get the actual array. This is the actual array. This is the pandas array. Got it? Okay. It is the actual array. You see, array is written. When we get the actual array, we get here array. The pandas array you will see. So I think it is okay for today. Tomorrow we will see some more thing. Okay. Tomorrow, no, day after tomorrow. So I will send this all to you. We will see how to read the data and everything we will see here. The pandas is not a small library. It's a like dplyr and the tidyr both include in the pandas. Then we have to, first we have to see how to convert how to make a series and how to create a data frame, and this all first we learn, then we see some functions. Okay. Group by everything we will see here. Apply function to aggregation, transformation, filtration, we will see everything. It's not a small script. Merging data frame is there. Okay. It's a very big script and it will take one day more. So I hope the session was fruitful for you, this session. Thanks, Aditya.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Alka. Thank you, Raj.
sir.
Vijay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shelly. So have a nice weekend tomorrow.
Okay.
And we meet on Sunday on the same time, 7:15 or the 7:30 between. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And I will share all the videos of the yesterday videos I have uploaded. I think that
Yes, sir.
the 2 days video I will upload tomorrow morning, and the script also I will share with you. So, and the PPT also I will share with you. Okay. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.